Now we want to place that IPN onto a drawing file, so we're going to pick New, Drawing. It's going to bring up an ANSI large, so first thing we want to do is go ahead and we want to edit that sheet, change it to size A, and then when we click OK, then we'll come over and we definitely want to delete that to have a clear drawing space. Then we'll click Base, and we'll go find our file that we're looking for. And so I want to look down through here and I want to find that IPN. And here's the wheel IPN. So I'm going to click Open. And it tells me I don't have a snapshot. I didn't create a snapshot when we were doing this earlier because I was just practicing. But that's not going to be a problem. I'm just going to click OK. And it has an ISO view. So what I want to do is change its scale. And I'm going to use the default 1:1. And that looks pretty good. Now I can also customize that to be 0.85 if I want 85%, or if I want 1.25 if I want 25% increase. But for right now, that's going to be okay. I want to make sure that I have it shaded. And I'm going to go ahead and click this so I have my scale listed. So now you can see there's my scale. And I can bring this down here towards the corner. And what I'll do is drag this up so I can see it. So that's my expanded IPN. So next thing I want to do is go to Annotate. I want to do a parts list. So it's looking for this for my parts list. If I just click on it, then I'm good to go. Everything else is set up right. So I'm going to click OK. And it says it's going to disable, and we're okay with that. So we're going to come over here, and you can snap it to the corner or you can leave it free form. It depends on what you want to do. But for now, I'm just going to put it up there. And notice it has all the names for all my parts here and has ability to put in descriptions. So let's kind of look at what we want to do. So let's go ahead and put balloons on there. So we're going to hit balloons. And usually you want to zoom in so you can hit the very edge and drag off. And then you click. Right click, continue. So you don't want to be on the object. So I'm going to zoom out and zoom in. I'll do the balloon on the next one and zoom out. Say I want to get my placement just right. Click to place, right click, continue. And then I want to zoom in on this one and I hold down F2 and pan down. And now I'm going to go ahead and put another balloon in there. And this balloon I want right here on this object. Click to place, right click, continue. Now, if I hit escape, I can go in, I can change the distances I have this by grabbing on the green spot. I can also change what angle it's at. So those are all options. You can play around with those later. But I do notice I really like this to be number 1, this to be 2, and that to be 3. That's not going to be a problem for us. So what we're going to do is we come up here, right click, and we're going to edit parts list. So I want the axle to be 1. So, and I want the rim to be 2. So you can see how this is all set up here. But while I'm in here, first thing I want to do is go ahead and put in our descriptions. And let's say the first one was polycarbonate. And let's say the wheel, the axle, let's say was ABS. And the tire was rubber. So those are all fine. If I wanted to change my name, notice these are the names that I save the files as. So if I want to change it, I can override those. Or if you want to make sure you have all caps convention, you can go ahead and do that. So I'm going to apply that, and now I have that information there. But let's go back over here and say, I really don't want description. Whoops, I picked the wrong one. Sorry about that. I want to go to column chooser, and I want to add in materials because that's really materials. So I'm going to hit material, add that, and then I'm going to remove description. I'm going to click OK, apply, and now they all come back as generic, which is probably the way the students will probably make them. So I'll go ahead and type in different materials. So there's polycarbonate. Let's say that the tire was rubber. And I'm just putting in some simple things for now. And let's say that's ABS. And I'm going to apply. I'm going to click OK. And now you see how this needs to be stretched out. It's just simple as dragging and moving. So it's pretty straightforward how to reset all this stuff. So I can kind of get everything a little smaller if I want. You see it's a fairly easy process. So now it looks really nice and neat. So next thing I want to do is I wanted to change these numbers. So I want to override that one to be 1. I want to override this one to be 2. And notice it's automatically updating up there. Override this one to be 3. Click OK. So now I don't like this order. Let's go back in and edit sparse list. So I want to do it in ABC order, based by item. OK. Apply. Now it's 1, 2, 3. So that takes care of that part. Now the next thing we want to do is go ahead and put in some pictures. So an easy thing to do is I want to go back to the curriculum and I want to go to this activity and we want to get a snippet of this. So what I'll do is I'll use my snipping tool and I'm going to pick a new snip and then what you'll do is go File, Save As, and make sure you put it in your folder. And this one I put it in my actual folder for this particular activity. So I have that done. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to Inventor and I'm going to go to Manage, Insert Object, and I'm going to create from a file and I'm going to browse and I'll go looking for this screen capture. So I have that. I'm going to click Open, click OK. Oh, I meant to say link, my bad, but let me hit Escape. Let's do that again because I want to create, OK, browse, find this, open, link it so it's always there, click OK, and there we go. So now I have that in there, so it looks nice and neat. And then we want to put in some text. So I'm going to go back to Annotate, and then you want to pick Text. And if you go to the online core training folder for this week's help sessions, you're going to see that I've typed all this in. So just copy this, and then I'm going to paste right into Inventor. And if I decide, nah, that's probably too small, maybe I want to make it 0.150. And we can go back and change it. We can change fonts and all that. But that kind of gets us set up. I'm going to hit Escape. And now I'm going to move this over so it's not also crowded. And maybe I decide, you know what, maybe I need to reorient these things and do it from this direction. And then I can just, because it's going to look better. See, I can kind of move those around and they all follow the same process. So now I have a nice setup, and all you have to do is answer what are the structural issues and you're done.